up, fight fans? Welcome to a special bonus edition of Ttths. I'm the unwanted middle child of MMA, Tommy Toehold. Today, the real life Mark Pavelich from MFC will be stopping by, and will be poorly animated as is customary for all things on this show. Let's do this shit! MMA organizations are like dragonflies. They're bright and they're beautiful, and they die 2 months after they're born. It's hard to find a promotion that's either not the UFC, or that wasn't conceived last week by 2 drunk guys at the Buffalo Wild Wings. But deep in the jungles of a mysterious and exotic land we Americans call Canada, one fight promotion has managed to stay around since the South's the seat of the Union, and that promotion is Maximum Fighting Championship. MFC's held 36 events in over a decade, and has some serious talent punching people in the face under their banner, like French-Canadian Predator, Simtex, the Mark III Pat Healy, Magic Mike, and the hottest rising star in MMA with a nickname that's food, Graham Cracker Spencer. MFC 37 will be featured on Access TV this coming Friday, May 10th. Card starts at 10 p.m. in the East, which means I'll have only been drunk for 7 hours before it starts. And with a heavyweight title fight, the right price, and the voice on the mic, I can't think of anything better I'd be doing on a Friday night that didn't involve some jail time. Now, as you know, fight fans, real guests on Ttths are harder to come by than leftovers at Jabba's palace. But occasionally, somebody is crazy enough to say, hey, I want a poorly animated version of myself to talk to a cartoon with as much credibility in MMA as James Toney. One such person is the CEO of Maximum Fighting Championship, Mark Pavelich. Now, Mark, you are, of course, one of the famous members of the American hockey team that beat the Russians in the Olympics. First question, do you believe in miracles?
I'm not a famous hockey player.
Oh, well then I will just skip the next 14 questions I had for you and move on to something else. What's the best place to get a steak in Edmonton?
Characters Restaurant, undisputed.
I was gonna say Outback Steakhouse, but I've never been to Edmonton, so you probably know better. Since starting this interview, 15 MMA promotions have filed for bankruptcy. How have you managed to keep MFC around for so long?
I've crawled. I've crawled, pleaded, begged, chiseled, grinded, put my ego aside to keep it alive.
You hear that, Ray Sefo? Get to crawling, my friend. Hypothetical question, Mark. I'm blind, but I want to watch MFC 37. What are my options?
Get your TV in Braille.
A TV in Braille. Mark, I could have written 50 jokes for that question, and none of them would have been as funny as that answer. Well played. MFC 37 is being called True Grit. Some of your other events names: Anger Management, The Rundown, and Total Recall. 2-part question. When will we see MFC Snakes on a plane? And what is the worst title for an event that got pitched at a meeting?
Well, most of them are named after me, right? So, and like Anger Management was probably named after me. Those ones are named after me. We go through stages. We went biblical for a while, and then we went, we got into movies, and then we got into True Grit because I love John Wayne. And then, there's so many names that come across. I can't even remember all the names that came across the desk, but we've had so many stupid ones. Like, Snake Eyes, that was stupid.
So no MFC Snakes on a plane?
No, never.
All right, but for the record, I would have watched the shit out of MFC Snakes on a plane. How do we stop fighters from getting poked in the eye?
Close your hand when you punch. I mean, everybody's leaving their hand open, right? It's like, close your fist. Don't stop throwing your jab out there with an open hand.
Sounds like a better solution than the sumo suits I suggested earlier this week. People love controversial sound bites. Say something offensive, Mark.
That's too easy for me, man. I think everything, I have to say something non-offensive. That's more impressive. I don't know. It's hard to just pick something out of the air, but, to do with MMA?
You know what? Don't worry about that, Mark. I'll say something offensive instead. Kimbo Slice is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Who will Graham Cracker Spencer be fighting next? And will that fighter also have a food-related nickname?
Yeah, he's fighting Johnny Taco Stand Williams. No, I just made that up. He's not. No, he doesn't need to have. He doesn't need to have. He won't need to have that type of nickname. But I love Graham Spencer's nickname. Love it.
You laugh, but you just got Johnny Taco Stand Williams' hopes up, only to crush him seconds later. Last question, then I'll let you go so you can not sleep for the next week. Why should I watch MFC 37?
Because for 14 years, my family's been putting on one of the most exciting brands of MMA on the planet. It's just time that everybody started to figure that out.
There you go. Mark Pavelich, everybody. That's show, fight fans. Huge thanks to Stephie Daniels for recording the audio today. Tune in Wednesday for an always disappointing episode of Ttths. And check out Mark and Mark next Friday at MFC 37.